I met the man of my dreams, and I shared this excitement with my mother, highlighting his charming, kind, and respectful nature. She joyfully mentioned her wish for 4 grandchildren, but I cautioned her about rushing things as we'd only been together for 8 months. Despite my concerns, after receiving a heartfelt text from him professing love and a desire for a future together, I agreed to marry him. In the following months, we built a home with pets and settled into a routine. My husband's work was a topic he kept vague, so I refrained from pressing him, opting instead to be supportive and not intrude. However, when I began feeling ill and craving unusual foods, suspecting pregnancy, I contacted my husband who was occupied with work. He cheerfully agreed to buy a pregnancy test for me on his way home. My mind raced with thoughts of whether it would be a boy or a girl, and as my husband arrived with the test, we anxiously awaited the result, which confirmed my pregnancy. Overjoyed, my husband embraced me, expressing his immense happiness. As time passed, we prepared diligently for our baby's arrival, eager and enthusiastic about becoming parents. Yet, after a year and 4 months, a checkup revealed complications in our baby's development, extending the pregnancy duration. Despite the uncertainty and concern, the doctor couldn't guarantee the feasibility of a cesarean section due to potential risks. I felt a sense of unease after leaving the doctor's office, pondering the repeated storms occurring recently, to which my husband had no explanation. For 2 years following my pregnancy, my mental state deteriorated rapidly. Nightmares plagued me, and I woke up soaked in sweat, suffering from headaches that left me exhausted. My husband, ever supportive, adjusted his work schedule and took on household responsibilities to accommodate my needs. 3 years later, my body weakened further, and I spent most of my time sleeping, eating minimally, and engaging briefly with my husband before falling asleep. Disturbing dreams haunted me, portraying a shadowy figure holding my baby, filling me with dread without ever revealing his face. By the 4th year, some energy returned, but I still faced challenges. My balance was off, and I struggled to breathe. Despite my hopes, I remained uncertain if this would be the year I'd finally give birth. 5 years later, depression gripped me fiercely. I cried incessantly, feeling the constant agony of physical pain. Doctors' visits and tests brought no relief, and my husband remained steadfast in his belief that the baby would be fine. However, I felt worthless, unable to manage even simple tasks like eating without his help. 6 years elapsed, and I lay in a dark room, isolated, with an IV bag beside me. Exhaustion pervaded me, feeling more lifeless than alive, and I contemplated if I might already be deceased. As I lay there, a desperate realization struck me. This situation wasn't normal. With all my strength, I reached for my phone and turned to Google, seeking answers about a 6-year pregnancy. Frustrated by the lack of search results, a peculiar thought occurred to me. Google, what does 6 years of pregnancy entail for a human? I ask again. Google, can a human be pregnant for 6 years? Again, nothing. Sigh. What should I ask? I contemplated. Then a weird but yet somehow very fitting thought came to my mind. Google, what does 6 years of pregnancy entail for a human? One match found. It was an old forum that had only one person registered with one post titled 6 Years of Evil Pregnancy. Finally, someone that might have an answer, I thought as I clicked the post. What I read on that post made my blood run cold. To whom it may concern, a 6-year pregnancy is not normal, it is evil. I have gone through it, so I know what lies ahead of you. Please do not give birth to it. Kill yourself to save yourself and everyone you hold dear. What you have inside of you isn't a baby, it's a demon. Please, for the love of God, believe me. I ask again. Google, can a human be pregnant for 6 years? Again, nothing. Sigh. What should I ask? I contemplated. Then a weird but yet somehow very fitting thought came to my mind. Google, what does 6 years of pregnancy entail for a human? One match found. It was an old forum that had only one person registered, with one post titled 6 Years of Evil Pregnancy. Finally, someone that might have an answer, I thought as I clicked the post. What I read on that post made my blood run cold. To whom it may concern, a 6 year pregnancy is not normal. It is evil. I have gone through it, so I know what lies ahead of you. Please do not give birth to it. Kill yourself to save yourself and everyone you hold dear. What you have inside of you isn't a baby, it's a demon. Please, for the love of God, believe me. I lay there in disbelief, immobilized and speechless, gripping the phone tightly in my hands. Hours passed, and I heard the front door open, and my husband's voice echoed through the house. Panicked, I beckoned him to the bedroom urgently. He hurried in, locking eyes with me, asking if it was finally time. In a shaky voice, I denied it, but insisted on showing him something on the phone. His puzzled expression grew as he glanced at the blank forum page I had wanted to reveal. I screamed in disbelief, insisting there was a post about a woman with a similar 6 year pregnancy, hinting at a demonic nature of the baby. Concerned, my husband questioned if I was okay and suggested that it might have been a hallucination. Sudden agony gripped my stomach, and blood stained the bed. I gasped, informing my husband that my water broke and labor had begun. He swiftly dialed for medical help. 6 hours later, I cradled our healthy baby boy in my arms, a realization of our shared hope. Grinning, my husband affirmed our determination to make this happen. Though alone with our newborn, nurses monitored both of us, ensuring our well-being. Days passed, yet my sleep troubles, nightmares, and physical weakness persisted. My body's shock post-delivery meant I couldn't hold my baby unaided, a safety precaution. As I lay with my sleeping son beside me, a looming storm stirred outside. My relief surged as I heard my husband's familiar footsteps. However, his demeanor seemed peculiar as he picked up our baby and left the room, muttering that it was finally time. Alarmed, I leaped out of bed to follow him, sensing a nightmare coming to life. Suddenly, every light exploded, and a chilling figure emerged, the same shadowy presence from my nightmares. Terror-stricken, I questioned if it was my husband, only to be met with a chilling response. His voice, laced with darkness, claimed he was no longer my beloved husband and thanked me for birthing his child, a moment that sent shivers down my spine. As he spoke, his figure turned menacing, and I collapsed, petrified by his eerie red eyes. Tears streamed down my face as I witnessed him leaving, setting the house ablaze with sinister intentions. I sat there shattered, overwhelmed with guilt, pain, and helplessness as flames engulfed everything around me, leaving me unable to move or scream.